Imagine just completely erasing your own existence. Like you're living in this condemned, asbestos-filled warehouse.
Yeah, eating that stale $5 pizza every single night.
Exactly. And you're doing all this because you've decided that your very humanity is just this biological hazard to the people you love.
It is just a brutal way to live.
Mhm.
But, that is exactly where we find Peter Parker in the 2026 film Spider-Man: Brand New Day.
So today, in our deep dive into the movie's transcript and a really sharp breakdown by the YouTuber Captain Midnight, we're looking at how completely Spider-Man has annihilated his Peter Parker side.
Right, yeah. His life has basically been whittled down to nothing but the mask. I mean, he's actively trying to kill off Peter to keep his friends safe.
Because he's operating under this idea that, well, if Peter doesn't exist, no one he cares about can get hurt.
Which is like putting your own humanity into solitary confinement. He's basically building a prison around himself to keep the outside world safe. But you just can't amputate your own personality like that. When you try to emotionally suppress an entire half of who you are, your mind and body react like a pressure cooker.
Yeah, it's completely unsustainable.
Exactly. It sets the stage for a really violent physical breaking point. It demands a release valve.
And that brings us to the trigger. Because he finally caves, right? He checks in on his former love, MJ.
Yeah, and he finds out she has a new boyfriend.
Right, but it's not even seeing the new guy that hurts. It's what the guy actually says. He complains that MJ is being withholding.
And that specific word is just the spark hitting the powder keg. I mean, it's a massive emotional shock for him.
Oh, for sure. Something in him just flips.
Because his spider DNA is intrinsically tied to his nervous system. So when his fight-or-flight response goes into complete overdrive from that trauma, his body literally mutates. It tries to protect him by turning him into a more aggressive predator.
The visual shift is so wild here. Captain Midnight points out how his eyes actually turn completely black.
Yeah, it really emphasizes that loss of humanity.
Plus his senses overload. He gets those organic webs, and his physical strength just spikes to this terrifying degree. But wait, I have to push back here a little.
Okay, go ahead.
If this mutated side is genuinely becoming this predatory threat, I mean, isn't he right to suppress it? Like, shouldn't he treat it as a disease and lock that monster away?
Well, it seems logical on the surface, sure. And that is why his immediate instinct is to consult Bruce Banner and build a genetic inhibitor.
Right, to suppress those aggressive arachnid hormones.
Exactly. He tries to pick and choose which parts of his DNA where his mutations are good and which are bad. But here is the profound irony Captain Midnight points out.
What's that?
The inhibitor is just a physical manifestation of how he's trying to kill off Peter Parker. He wrongly believes he can just surgically remove the messy, vulnerable parts of himself.
Because they are all tangled together. It's like an autoimmune response. He confuses this natural molting phase with a disease, so he just attacks himself.
It's the ultimate illusion of control. And, that illusion entirely shatters during the climax.
When the inhibitor fails.
Right. He is overwhelmed fighting off a wave of Hano ninjas. But more importantly, he's trying to save Jean Grey.
And Jean is a telepath, right? She's just lashing out in this absolute raw grief over her missing sister, Sarah.
Yes, and to get through to Jean and survive, Spider-Man realizes the suppression is killing him. He has to take the inhibitor off.
He has to let the full mutation happen. But what keeps him from just staying a total monster then?
His human vulnerability. When he takes it off, he finally lets Peter Parker back in, too. He opens his mind to Jean Grey and shares this memory of Aunt May's unconditional love.
Oh, wow. Because May accepted him for exactly who he was, all the messy parts included.
Exactly. So, by accepting his entire identity, the human vulnerabilities, and the terrifying mutation, he regains control. And he guides Jean down that exact same path.
Helping her accept her grief instead of destroying everything, it really makes you look at your own life. To become your own superhero, you have to accept yourself as a whole.
You really do.
You can't just surgically remove your flaws. Only by embracing your true self can you free yourself from your own fear.
Which leaves a really important question for you to mull over today. If our greatest strengths are often hidden within the very traits we are most afraid to show the world, what personal inhibitor are you currently wearing that is secretly keeping you from your true potential?